All right, guys. Looks like the tech issues that I was having this morning are finally fixed. I had to get on tech support, but with that said, midday, everything looks pretty solid. Aside from we didn't have this. Well, we kind of did. We had this sharp drop. It came after this crest, and yeah. See this blue line, which indicates the cups I put here as the luxury card. We saw it the prior day on the 4th, right around this price level, and you can see that we came to it first thing in the morning. I thought it was going to happen a little earlier than that, but it ended up being a little bit later in the day. Then we have this sharp drop off of it. We attempt to establish support. Fast, unexpected move higher. And that's also correlation, the orange, to a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support. And then we have another fast, sudden move higher into the cups. Ace of Cups. Right, and then that yellow correlation correlates to the Aeon card, so a notable push out of it, pushing the upper end of the range higher. My sense is that we may go higher. We could, okay, so where we are right now, we could go lower, but either way, we're going to end up going higher. So we either go higher from here, or maybe we come down to a lower price level first, like around here, and then go higher. One of those two should take place. My sense is that this decline card here is going to be kind of like dampened, like many of these the declines. Like this decline was so dampened, I'm like shocked how much it was dampened. But that's what you're going to get when you've got like double nullified cards. A high and the low card don't correlate anywhere on the timeline, making it very difficult, like a particularly difficult reading to determine highs and lows for the day. We probably go lower. We probably go a bit lower based on what's taking place here. But remember, either way, we end up going higher. We reach for a distant resistance, a key resistance level that we rally into, and then there's kind of like mixed behavior into the last hour. But right around the close, we should be rallying into the close with increasing with momentum moving forward in time. And then there's a speaker there around the close or just after the close. Whatever they're speaking on should not be relied upon or trusted. There's like a failed attempt to break through resistance decline there in the post market or overnight. Especially if we end up at a high, then I would say that trough is really going to be first thing in the morning. And then we probably have another one like lower. This is probably like the trough that I'm sensing at end of day today is my feeling. We probably end higher. Maybe not, maybe somewhere around here, hard to say, but we probably end higher than we are now for today and then drop overnight. That's my sense of what's going to take place. The full card energy correlates here early in the morning. We've got the universe card, a big decline card. We got this failed attempt to break through resistance, decline through key support there. We also have the Hermit card appearing. It didn't correlate anywhere on the timeline here, but it was a cross-reading congruency for the following day, indicating that this price level here will be lower than any of the price levels here. That's my sense. So this price level here will be lower than any of the price level on the 5th. So today, whatever the low is today, we should have a lower price level around that time frame, like 1 to 2 o'clock on the 6th. But this is a pretty tricky reading as well because we've got a lot of contradictory stuff going on. Yeah, so on the 6th, this there's going to be a support level on the 6th, that it's an important price level that we should probably note off. Matter of fact, the Emperor card here first thing in the morning we should also note off. It's like roughly this price level is my sense. Give or take a little bit. Alright, so this on a 1-minute chart actually looks bullish right now. Actually, it looks bullish on a 5-minute. We probably go higher. I think that dip right there was the Ace of Cups. It was a lot briefer than expected, but and out of that trough, there's this big move pushing the upper end of a range higher. So we should see that taking place between now and like the next hour. That's the thing about the Ace of Cups. Sometimes it's all decline preceding a move higher in the next card, and sometimes it's partial decline and then a move higher within the time frame of that card. That's the energy. The Ace of Cups can be very, very wild and unpredictable, like many of the other aces, or not unpredictable, but wild, kind of like all directions, I should say. So if we've got here at the end of the day a peak, I would highly recommend opening up a short position, like at if you're doing options like at the money or in the money, with an expiration out like at least a week, and close them in the morning tomorrow. If wrong about tomorrow morning, then towards the end of the day there would be another opportunity. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so we end up going higher, but this was Ace of Discs behavior, and then we had this fast sudden move higher. My sense was that we were going to open lower and then move higher. We opened at the same price level. Well, technically, we opened lower than the high, but we opened at the same price level as a close and continued moving higher. So there wasn't that drop there, but I still sense some sort of trough in the morning tomorrow, followed by more move to the upside. It gets kind of mixed on the 6th and the 7th. The 5th might be a higher price level than what we're at now as well. That's a possibility there. But I think the 8th will probably be the same price level or a higher one. So cross-reading congruency. What do I mean by cross-reading congruency? If you're a new guy, you're like, what the hell is he talking about? So the low card on the 1 year for 2023's S&P 500 SPY, the low card is the Princess of Discs. We see a correlation or indications of a low here in December, and then we see the appearance. Matter of fact, it's with the Bitcoin reading. Sorry, guys, I'll explain in a sec. I was looking at the wrong reading. I'm like, where did it go? Oh man, my iCloud's been giving me problems. This might take a moment. What a day for technical issues. My God. Hardware. We're so in the midst of retrograde. I don't understand how how there's astrologers out there that don't consider us in the storm of retrograde yet. Because I mean, it's so obvious that we are. So obvious to me. All right, so the Princess of Discs. I need that Bitcoin 1 year to open for me to explain a cross-reading congruency. But basically, on the 1 year chart, the low significator card appears on the 1 month in the same month that we see a low on the 1 year. Hey, Baby Yoda, how's space looking? Oh, it's gonna take me a moment. I'm having issues with my iCloud drive. I'm trying to like back up my drive, but onto another device. But there's more data on my iCloud that needs to be backed up than there is space on my computer to transfer it to the other drive. So it's like giving me this like mother headache. And I'm trying to get this done before the 11th, just in case it's like a major like cyber attack or something. All right, there we go. So real quick, guys. Oh, okay. So here we go. So the Ace of Discs appears in the high correlation. This makes much more sense to me. I'm like, why is this not working? All right. So Ace of Discs appears in the high significator for the December cluster on the 1 year for 2023, and then the Ace of Discs appears near what I consider to be a high, either the Ace of Discs or the Princess of Discs. The Princess of Discs is a very similar energy. I consider them the same card because they have basically the same card correlations. They are slightly different, but this could easily be the other high because this is cross-reading congruency here. Let's take a look at SPC. Oops, that's November I'm looking at. I'm like, why is there so much data? All right. So we have this indication of a highest high there. It looks like it ended up being the fourth, not the first, but that's what we have is like this pushing of the upper end of a range higher. It was this range right here at 225, pushed it up to 234. It's very likely that we've already seen that drop there. This would be that U-shaped dip. And then we probably have a low, well, what am I saying? Yeah, this is well ahead. So this is like, we probably have another low. It's going to be kind of like sidewaysy near the lows. We might go a little lower here. Hard to say, but there. What I'd be mindful of is that out of the lows here towards the end of this week, we've got, and we're also a little ahead on the time frame, so it might be that those lows end up being midweek, like right here. So we're kind of doing like this sidewaysy, but I want to be mindful that there's this big move to another high here, probably around the 11th, 12th. You see how that is? We have a high at the beginning of the month. We have a high here around the 11th, 12th. When we look at the December, we've got a high here around the beginning of the month. We've got a high here around the 13th, 14th. Right? We've got a high here around the beginning of the month. We've got a high here. These are what you call like it's not exactly a cross-reading congruency. It's like a overlapping interpretive congruency. Like a cross-reading interpretation congruency, I guess you could call it. Hey Raj, welcome. Could I predict on SOXX? Sure, let's take a look. What's the overall trend direction for SOXX throughout the remainder of December? Woo, cross-reading congruency. So we've got erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. In the midst of that, we should revisit a trough that was an opportunity. And it looks like we're not lower than the price level that we're going back and forth throughout the remainder of the month. So it does look like we've got lower to go here. It looks like we probably fill that gap there. 501, roughly 501.56 to 496.26. We probably fill that gap. And then it looks like after we fill that gap, we may actually go higher. Like after, is that after December? Let's see. Go higher in January? Okay, so we also revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. So we go lower, we break through um we fill that gap, and then we should also see a higher price level somewhere probably back around these levels, all within the same month of the remainder of December. So a lot of erratic behavior there. Oh man, we do have lower to go. Okay. Should have gone with my original sense. But there should be a pretty significant turnaround here. In the not too distant future. This is my originally my expectation was is that we would go from a low into a low midday, and then we move higher sort of out of it. Oh, and I think I forgot to mark off a unicursal. Yeah, there's a unicursal. Brief peak that's easily missed. That's that brief peak that's easily missed at the end of the day, and we opened significantly lower. And then I think what happened is this Aeon card actually took place first thing in the morning, and that's why we have this luxury card kind of pushed further out to around the what time frame? It's like pushed out to like 10 o'clock almost. I would say that we there's pretty strong sense in my opinion that we're going to be higher at the end of the day than where we currently are. We might go a little lower first, but my sense is that by the end of the day we will be higher than where we are. So you might open up like a partial long here, and then if we go lower, open up more of a partial long, and that would be for a day trade. You'd want to close that at the end of the day. You would not want to hold that overnight. If you have to hold it overnight, or you only have 1 day trade left, you shouldn't follow this trade. You should save that 1 day trade in case you find yourself in trouble and need to use it. Appreciate it, Baby Yoda. Yeah, 100%. It's got a high for the year at the end of December. Right, and we can see right here, probably that fortune card right there is going to be the high. So we have a high, and then we kind of do some bumpy behavior, and then we might have another high here on the 19th. Hard to say, with some more like really bumpy behavior around here, and then probably our highest high here on the 27th, and that's indicated pretty strongly by the fortune card and the stone. It's cross-reading congruency here as well. The Arrowhead. I think that's probably it, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, yeah. It's like, I'm gonna do this. I think it's probably the 27th, though. But it could be like the 26th, possibly. I think it's probably the 27th. Hey, it was like, yeah, that's only because I tried to get on like 5 separate times this morning and I kept having so many technical issues that like eventually I got on tech support with T-Mobile to fix my internet. Seems to be working now. But very, very retrogrady. There was other issues as well. Definitely feeling the effects of retrograde. I don't understand how there's astrologers out there who don't consider us in Mercury storm yet. We're very clearly in Mercury retrograde storm. I mean, anybody who's got even a little bit of a sense of what's going on as far as physical reality and patterns is going to tell you we're feeling the effects of retrograde already. Hmm. I think we've still got lower to go before we turn around here. I don't think this is the turnaround. I think we still got lower to go here, guys. I could be wrong, though. We might turn around here, but I think we probably have a little lower to go first. Hopefully people put on, for a day trade, put on a partial long there just in case it is the turnaround. Hopefully they did that when I said to right around these price levels here. Uh, it might take a minute to load this because my iCloud is being fun. Oh, wow. Opened right away. Awesome. Um, it's a little bit mixed in the early part of December for coin, but I think we probably finished the year at a high or very close to a high. Either at like a high for the year or close to a high for coin. And then looks like for 2024, it's looking pretty. Do I have a 2024 coin yet? I wonder if I started one. Nice. It's the very initial stage of the reading though, so I don't have much data on it. Okay. What's interesting is that this is probably continuing higher throughout 2024. If I had to make a determination based on the limited info, we've got the Ace of Cups for 2023, which means that off of the high, there's a decline offering opportunity to open up a long position. That indicates that you see a higher price level, the same high or a higher price level within the same reading or the following reading, right? So since we're ending near highs, we should have a decline there. Interesting. It even looks like it continues. But what's interesting is that we've got the Princess of Cups as the high correlator for 2024, indicating the same situation where a decline off of a high indicates an opportunity to open up a long position because we'll see that high again or a higher price level within the same reading or the following reading, right? So my sense is that we probably go higher. There might be a pretty sharp drop here in June though, and I'm gonna end up doing like a brief overview of this at some point. I don't know when I'll get to the full coin reading, unless somebody is to order it. Then it would be like on front of the list. Actually, not front of the list. There's a couple of ahead. What did I do? Was that Netflix? Oof, still going lower, huh? And it looks like that move there ended up being first thing in the morning rather than uh, end of day. Well, sort of like there. But that's this is an important price level right here. We should mark this off. Why is it already kind of gray dotted like that? I wonder. Oh, because there's... Yeah, this is... We're going to mark this off as a science price level. Sorry, guys. I gotta grab my dog. Come here. I think I'm gonna like using TradingView. So it's kind of mixed as far as Netflix goes. It's kind of mixed. We're gonna go like a little bit, probably a little bit higher tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, that it'll be on the 7th, and then there's like an overbought peak that we sell off from into the 8th into another trough. I'm not sure if it'll be lower than what we've already seen though. Wow, I'm picking up on a high there too as well. I mean, I already have an indication of that, but I'm feeling strongly that this might end up being a higher price level than this. Not sure what I said in the December reading. I'd have to go back and look. But in any case, let's take a look at Microsoft. I don't have a December Microsoft, do I? I don't, right? I don't do Microsoft yet. I do it in January. Yeah, okay. Well, we can still look at this. Yeah, so we have a highest high here towards the end of December as well. Hmm. Could I be off about a low there? God, I wonder if I'm off about a low there. Because we have a higher in a lot of the 2023 readings. And originally, my prediction was that we have a high here, but this so strongly indicates a low. Unless it's throwing me off, it could be throwing me off. Yikes! It might be throwing me off. I mean, there's all these indications of a low here, though. I don't know. It's really that last week is really something else, guys. Like I've got highs and lows all over the place in this last week in all the readings. There's probably going to be some really crazy like um price swinging going on here in the last week of December. Okay, so let me see. But from the standpoint here, this looks like we've got a high maybe in the third week of December. God, I hope I'm not getting thrown off by that stone. That would suck. Yeah, no, there's a low in there. There's definitely a low in there for the S&P. That's interesting. So we probably have like some significant price swings here in the last week of December, guys, because I'm seeing highs and lows in like a bunch of different stocks. When I look at it on the like the 1 year scale as well, like even the January and February, there's like price swings from highs to lows and back again. It's like so something there's something going on there. Something going on there. I think we see a higher price level, a significantly higher price level there, probably either January or February, though. Looks like there's a pretty notable drop in Microsoft in the last week of December. That's what it looks like. There's like a high for the month somewhere between the second and third week, and then we have a pretty sharp drop on a multi-day scale in the last week. All right, guys. With that, I'm gonna roll. I'll be back on around 3 o'clock. The plan with the day trade here. Wow, really kind of going wacky sideways, but there was opportunity there to open up a long, so people would have opened up a partial long as instructed, and we're looking to hold that until the close there, right around the close, with a rally that increases with momentum moving forward. What I would look for is a failed attempt to break through key resistance that it looks like we're going to break through, so it's probably here. It's probably there. It could be here, but I think it's probably there. All right, my friends. Hey, Ellen. Would I say the Xmas rally is canceled? Yeah, so there's an Xmas rally, but I wouldn't chase that rally. There's a Christmas rally. I would not chase that rally though. That rally's going to end with a fast sudden move higher and like a fake out, and then a breakdown with increasing volatility on the way down. Could I check which week will be a high for algo in December? I'd really need to do a 1 month to give you like accurate information about that one, Ellen. I'd have to have a 1 month in place. I might be able to pull some general info, so let's see. A little unclear, but maybe the fourth week. Either the second week or the fourth week. Hard to say. Let me see. Let me try that again. I think it's the second week of December. And it's possible we revisit it in the fourth week. There's like a dip in the third. All right, my friends, I'm going to roll. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. Channel's counting on you. I'm counting on you. You're counting on your own karma. The universe is counting on you. There's plenty to count on and be counting for. I'll see you guys around 3.